Guys, this is the long-awaited Where Winds Meet tier list. I promised you this. Now, I will explain it again so we're all on the same page here. D tier is bad. C tier forgettable. B tier good. A tier excellent. And S tier is perfection. Now, what we are going to be ranking these bosses on is not difficulty alone. It's going to be a mix of difficulty, fun, memorability, story. Story is going to be a very good indicator, and basically an amalgamation of what makes a boss good, right? It's not necessarily difficult, because obviously if we went for difficulty, I could have done this tier list in like seconds. So now that we're all on the same page, we can start. We can start fresh. Well, and we're starting, unfortunately, from Snake Doctor. Now, Snake Doctor, I already know that you think he's the worst boss in the game, almost like D tier. I personally believe he's C tier. It's forgettable, but I can at least respect the fact that he's very fast-paced. Very, very fast-paced, and I do like bosses that keep you on your toes. He's on the easier side. D minus. Damn, you really don't like him, huh? I'll put him in C tier. He's forgettable. He's forgettable, but he's not that bad. He is not that bad. Second, we have Dalang. Dalang, I'll remind you once again, this is the boss who has the Dark Souls horse phase. Really cool phase transition. I'm gonna put him above Snake Doctor, but still pretty forgettable. Definitely not enough to crack it to the B tier. He wasn't good. There was this cool attack where he spits poison and you can make him hit his horse, and he kind of gets mad about that. And it is really cool interaction, I gotta admit, but still, C tier. Pretty forgettable. Dao Lord. Dao Lord, once again, B tier. B tier. Pretty easy. Pretty easy boss. Took me like 5-6 attempts to defeat. I like his story. I like Lilfa. Basically, in case you don't know, Dao Lord is not a real person. It's three little girls that are standing on top of each other and make this guy. Very cool concept. I really like that, especially during the second phase where you actually discover that. And he just splits. And they attack you. Very easy phase, but it was really cool. I enjoy that. It was a very fun fight. Unfortunately, not enough to crack it into higher tiers, because I think some of the movements are very unpredictable. Not because they're difficult to predict, but because you can't really see the animation. The animation is really weird. It's short, you can't see their limbs or anything, so you kind of just have to play on instinct. Some may think it's cool. In my opinion, it was just a bit of a lackluster. So B tier, it is. Now, the Void King. Void King is an interesting one. What do you think about Void King? Obviously, I'm not talking about the tutorial version of the Void King. Just, you know, the regular version that you fight. What do you think about him? Do you think, like, he's good? In my opinion, I think he's a solid B tier, middle of the road type of boss. Void King B. Yes, cool boss design. Definitely liked his design. Definitely liked his design. By the way, we're gonna take, like, the way that the boss looks into consideration. I think that's important too. So, yeah, B is perfect. Okay, it seems like finally we have a consensus. Definitely B tier. I'd put him above Dao Lord. I'd put him above Dao Lord. I think he's great. Low A, yeah, low A, high B. One of the two. I'd agree on B. Solid middle of the road boss. Very fun. I recently played him on Abyss too. I was just doing a little bit of trials. Very fun. Very fun. Super predictable. Very easy boss, but he really just teaches you the game. You know? He just do that. He's great. His attacks are fantastic. I never felt scammed against him. Solid boss, but, you know, obviously he's not too difficult. He's on the easier side, so in my opinion, difficulty is very important to rate a boss higher. So, I put him B. I definitely put him B. Earth Fiend Deity. Now, this is an extremely forgettable boss. I gotta admit, I literally forgot he existed. He was one of the earlier world bosses you encounter in Qinghe. I think he's just C tier. Some of his attacks were fine. I don't think he's D for bad. It was kind of fun to fight for the most part. I did really like his rolling around and doing shenanigans, like fighting a very scary and dangerous armadillo. So, I'm just gonna put him in C. There's no reason to talk about it too much. He's just, you know, very, very forgettable. Now, guys, what do you think? Before I do the ranking, Black God of Avarice. What do you think? God of Avarice. I want to see what you say first. That's important to me. Let's see. God of Avarice. Guys, you know the answer. You know the answer. Uh-huh. A plus? You are goddamn right. That is our first S tier boss. Easy. Easy. It seems like we all agree. High A or S tier. Absolutely. Now let me tell you why for me he cracked the S tier instead of like high A. I think God of Avarice is a perfect combination of being very, very fair. He's on the easier side, admittedly. But he's very fair, but he's just pure cinema. This boss story is incredible. All the build-up until you actually reach his platform, is fantastic. And I'm going to take that into consideration. Also, the money and like the entire golden aesthetic, it's just, oh, it was so beautiful. Now, for the attacks themselves and how the boss is orchestrated, his first phase, fairly simple, very cool attack. I feel like they were pretty rapid, they kept you on your toes. I really do enjoy bosses such as this. And you're gonna see it later down the road. It's going to be a reoccurring pattern. But his second phase. His second phase reminded me of a boss that I enjoyed so much in Elden Ring DLC. And you know that I'm talking about Mesmer. Mesmer is one of my all-time favorite bosses in Souls-like history. The fact that Black God of Avarice even remotely reminded me of Mesmer, I'm gonna put him in S tier. Absolutely. Easy, without a single doubt in my mind. His third phase was cinema. True. Obviously a gimmick, but it was so fun. It was absolute blast. I truly think that he was the best fitting boss to the end story of Kaifeng. Truly, the most fitting boss. It was orchestrated perfectly. We all enjoyed it. It was pure cinema, and I think that God of Avarice has earned his rightful spot at S tier. Definitely respect. Yeah, I mean, crazy good boss. Crazy good boss. Now, on the other side, we have Wolf Maiden. Wolf Maiden is a boss that was a nightmare for me to deal with. It took me 2.5 hours to defeat her, I think. Or just 2 hours, actually. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I swear, it's not a thing of difficulty. I'm either gonna... No, I'm just gonna put her in B. I'm just gonna put her in B. I was about to say C, but no, she's not forgettable. No, you're gonna remember her until the rest of your days. So, she's definitely not forgettable. She's B tier. I actually put her above Dao Lord. I'd actually put her between, like, Dao Lord and Void King. And let me explain why. I know some people would be mad at it. I know many people liked her. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of A pluses. I'm seeing a lot of high A. I know. Let me explain. Okay, let me explain. I'm not doing this out of spite. I swear to you. There are two things that I hate the most. Wasting my goddamn time. And what was the second one? Oh yeah, very unpredictable, unfair attacks. Wolf Maiden, unfortunately, has both. So, what do I mean by wasting your time? So in case you're unfamiliar with Wolf Maiden, the way that you start her fight every single time you enter the arena is that you go in and she jumps on a tree and she summons 2 wolves at you. Now you need to dodge the wolves, deflect them, whatever, it doesn't matter. And after you do that, she lunges at you, you dodge her, and then you start the fight. Now the entire ordeal takes around 15 seconds. And now you may think to yourself, GeneralApple, this is only 15 seconds. What? Can't you wait 15 seconds? It's literally nothing. Well, true. But now you have to multiply it by the 50 times you're about to die. And now we have a problem on our hands, don't we? Now, before you say you can skip, you can do the jump, I know now that you can skip that phase. I didn't have any idea at the time that you can do that. And I think no new player would. You can definitely skip that phase. I was just unfamiliar with that. Okay? I know you can do that, but no new player is ever going to do so. You guys really need to understand that. No new player is ever going to do so, and it is what it is, right? So, strictly for that, I'm just gonna put her on B tier. And of course, the unpredictable attack, I'm talking about the Howl. The Howl is so unpredictable, man. You just need to stay at mid-range so she won't hurt you. The best way to defeat Wolf Maiden without taking a single hit is literally keep your distance from her and bait her attacks that are easier to avoid. Or deflect, right? Because you want to trigger the Howl when you're far away. You don't want her to do the Howl while at you. It's such an unfair attack, but I really think they need to change that. At least give her above Void King. Okay, for you, I will do it. Yeah, I'll put her above Void King. You're actually right. She had a pretty good combos. I mean, if we want to mention the good stuff, she had a very cool 8-part combo. I think it was 8-part. That was very, very fun to deflect. Very fun to deflect. I actually really liked her bait attacks. I mean, Wolf Maiden potentially could have been S tier, in my opinion. They just need to dish the Wolf phase, and they need to make her Howl a bit predictable. That's all. I really think she can easily make it into like A tier or potentially S tier. She's kind of the Millennia of this game, but not really, because there is another boss that is the Millennia of this game, and we're gonna talk about her later. But Wolf Maiden, I'll put her on B. I'll definitely put her on B. So, Heartseeker is next. Heartseeker, this is the boss that I played against the most, because I'm constantly farming her for loot. Very simple boss, I'm just gonna put her on B. Solid middle of the road. Yeah, definitely solid middle of the road in my opinion. Yeah, B, pretty cool and easy tutorial boss. Exactly. Solid. Very, very solid. I'm gonna put her above Dao Lord. And below Void King. Very solid boss, very fun, very good. Not enough to talk about. She's really easy. I downed her, I think, on my second or third try, something like that. But she was fun. She was fun. I enjoyed her face transition. I enjoyed her abilities. They were all fair, all predictable. Never felt scammed. She has a lot of good openings. She can be staggered. And I think that's fair. Not much to talk about there. Yeah, B, pretty cool. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, next, we have our homie, Zheng E. Zheng E, easy A tier. Easy A tier. Easy A tier. So easy. Our first A tier, to actually be precise. Yeah, seemed like everyone is agreeing. Everyone's agreeing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Zheng E was crazy good. And you know, the single reason he didn't make it to the S tier is because of his second phase. His second phase has way too many golden attacks. Most of the fight, you're just waiting like half a minute until he actually comes down and fight you. So, that was pretty much the only problem with Zheng E. All of his attacks are super fair. They're rapid. They're on point. They're well telegraphed. Zheng E's story is top tier. We recently experienced that on the previous stream. We did the entire village story where we went into the past and we found out what happened to his family. Crazy good story. Beautifully designed. Like, very masterfully designed. All of his attacks are super fair. I never felt scammed against him. Even the ice shards that comes from the ground, they are kind of annoying, but once you get the pace of them, it's really cool. He has such a rhythm to him. I really cannot explain it. It's one of those bosses you really need to fight for yourself to get the feeling of. You can't really explain him. Really cool. Also, there. And yeah, there you go. He's A tier. Easy. Yeah, he just spammed golden skills, true. I know. That's the only reason why I won't put him in S tier. Just because he spam, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they look cool. Absolutely. But, yeah, very fun fight. Very, very fun fight. So, next, in case you're not, you don't recognize, this is the River King. River King is a gimmick boss fight. You will always kill him on your first or second try. In my opinion, he was very, very fun. Very fun, very memorable. Somewhere on B tier. I'm gonna put him above Wolf Maiden. I think he's high B. Honestly, I think he's high B. I won't put him in A simply because he's too easy. He's gimmicky. And don't get me wrong, gimmick bosses can definitely be S tier, like Dragon from Sekiro. But his gimmick was kind of lacking. His gimmick was cool, but he definitely wasn't a Dragon from Sekiro. So, I'm gonna put him in an IB. Yeah, or a farming tier. Absolutely. So, C. Wait, who said C? Venom, I'm shameful. Shameful. I think he's B. I think he's very good. I enjoy the fight. Solid, extremely memorable, great story, great moveset, just very, very easy gimmick. And again, not that it's wrong or something to make an easy gimmick, but it could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. So, not much to talk about there. Just solid high B boss fight. Next, we got Coffin Keeper Lord or Coffin Master, wherever you guys want to call him. This is the bait boss of Where Winds Meet. Now, in case you're not familiar with the bait boss term, basically it's a boss, you kill him, you have this pop-up on your screen of congratulations, you made it, and then they wake up and mess you up. So, pretty cool concept. Again, every Souls-like nowadays has one of these bosses. In my opinion, it's like, I wouldn't put him in forgettable, but he was like low B. I'm gonna put him on low B. He wasn't that good. He was okay. His attacks were fine. They weren't too interesting. The gimmick, you know, was fun to experience for the first time, even though I predicted it because, you know, it was so obvious. They made it truly so obvious. So, I'm just gonna straight C, maybe, you know. I feel like low B is more appropriate because he's not forgettable. He's not forgettable. He's not. So I'm just gonna put him in, like, B tier. His attacks were fine. Now, Drunken Martial Artist. This is an interesting one. I think it's one of the most recent bosses I've actually fought because I cleared Kaifeng world bosses. He low-key jump-scared me. Yeah, it happens. Drunken Martial Artist. I think I'll put him in B. Man, I'm really paying attention. There are a lot of B tier bosses. I mean, this is the middle, so it kind of makes sense, but I'll put him in B. I'll put him above Dao Lord, but below Heartseeker. I'll put him above Dao Lord, but yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, fun boss, not too memorable. I mean, his abilities were cool. Don't get me wrong, you know that I hate delayed attacks more than anything. I like, again, quick bosses who keep you on your toes. Drunken Martial Artist is the exact opposite. All he does is like, I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna hit, and he's like, and you're like, okay, dude, hit me, you're like this, you're deflecting. And he's like, okay, I'm not deflecting. Boom! Like that. And it sucks. Always get me. Every single time. Bruh, I got so mad fighting him, but I can always appreciate this boss design. Very cool Brewmaster tactics. He fought like a Brewmaster. His theme was on point. And if I don't like delayed attacks, it's fine. I can still see that this boss is pretty well crafted. And I can always appreciate that. So low B it is, I think most of us agree here. And now we can move on to Where Winds Meet Waifu. Murong Yuan. Now this is a boss I actually kind of soaked about. I know I really hated her when I fought her. Now that I do like Abyss Trials and I'm trying to fight her again and learn her from scratch, and especially after I've done the Shimmer fight, I legitimately think she's like A tier. I know I was really mad when I fought her. I was really mad when I fought her because I couldn't figure out her second phase moveset. Now that I'm doing trials and stuff, I changed my opinion. I think she's A tier. I think she's A tier. I think she's good. She's very good. It was me that was bad. I'm gonna put her in A. She deserved to be A next to Zheng E. Definitely, but below him. I think Zheng E is like a little bit more fun. So Murong Yuan has two phases. Her first phase, nearly perfect. No, not nearly. I actually think her first phase is perfect. I really enjoyed her first phase. Reminded me of Millennia Blade of Mikola, one of my favorite bosses from Elden Ring. She is the Millennia of this game, and it just was really fair. Now, she has one bait attack that made me lose my mind. The one when she steps back and then she like swings in the air, and you're like, okay, she's gonna hit me, right? And no, she's like waiting a second, and then she hits you. That got me so many times. Like, holy, it took me so long to counter her. But once you finally get her rhythm, it's like you two are dancing. It's really fun. It's really fun. I did enjoy her. I did enjoy her first phase. Now, the problem I had with her was on the second phase. The second phase with a bird, where you essentially fight the two of them at once, is very annoying to understand in the beginning. Once you get into the groove of things, it becomes way more fun. Now, if I had to rank her the same day I fought her, I would more than likely put her on B tier. More than likely. But now, after I'm older and wiser, I'm definitely putting her on A. I think her second phase is really good. It's cool. It's not perfect. The fact that it's buggy and they sometimes attack you at once and you can't really dodge that, you need to get lucky, kinda sucks. Maybe just on my PC for some reason, but it did just happen. Oh, by the way, her first phase is a little bit bugged. Sometimes she attacks you when your screen is black. Again, might be a me thing on my PC, but I've experienced that, so they should fix that. And also, many bosses do the same thing. So maybe just a me issue, never mind that, but at the same time, her second phase wasn't really that fair in my opinion. So, the attacks were great. The Phoenix attacks were kind of finicky to block at times, especially the fire on the ground. I really just didn't get it. I really just did not get it. So, I am indeed going to put her in A tier. I think that's her rightful spot. Great boss. Fantastic boss. Now, Yi Dao. Yi Dao is kind of an older one. We killed him really early on. Yi Dao, in my opinion, is very high B. Very high B, not enough to crack it into A tier. Very, very good boss. I enjoyed him. He was fun. He was fun, like fire to play against. But I really like his story. I feel like his character wasn't flashed out, really. I always thought that, you know, spoilers, right? Spoilers. If you want to avoid any spoilers, this is the time to pause. I really thought he died way too soon. I really wished we'd seen more of him. So, in terms of story, we didn't get enough of him, right? Like, we just didn't get enough. And it's very unfortunate because he's such a fun boss. He's really, really great. He's a very good boss. He's fantastic. But, I mean, the story wasn't flashed out. And the abilities themselves, like, they were cool, but I don't know. Not enough to crack it into A tier. Yeah, that's right. Never say my homie's forgettable. No, don't worry. We'll never put him on C tier. Definitely high B. Definitely a high B. So, you can hear his voice in the trials. That's the only remnant of him you have left. I mean, in terms of abilities, what do you think of Yi Dao? He had this really cool ability where he's like, bam, bam, and then like, he waits, and then bam. And it really reminded me of Ishin Ashina from Sekiro. And I really did enjoy that. I love the fact that you could steal his umbrella, whatever, and you can like strike him with it. I think that was cool. I really like when you do have special interactions mid-fight like that. And, I mean, it was just a solid fight. It was solid, but not enough to make it A tier. Not enough to make it A tier. Yi Dao was a true warrior. He was. Rest in peace. He was indeed. You're absolutely right about that. So, yeah, I think high B is solid from him, in my opinion. So now, we can move on. His counter and Blaze Ring Red is so satisfying, like, we spar with him. Absolutely, I agree. Again, that's why I'm saying he reminded me of Ishin Ashina. In a good way. But his moveset was a bit lacking. He felt a little bit repetitive, like he spammed constantly the same abilities. And maybe just a me thing. I don't think it's enough to crack it into the A tier. In my opinion. So now, boys, we have Ghost Master. Ghost Master is more than likely a boss that I'm going to forget. I think of putting him in C tier. Very forgettable boss, in my opinion. The story was cool. His story was cool. He was basically just avenging the death of his sister, pretending to be her, and then luring people in and just, you know, absolutely decimating them. I think that's kind of funny. It's a really great story, but it's not enough to just put him in B tier. It wasn't a fun fight. It really wasn't. Not only it was super easy, the attacks themselves, they just weren't fun. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in high C, but... Okay, we all agree here. We all agree here. Kem, you said B? I'm surprised. Okay, it seems like most of us think high C, and I'll take that. I'll take that. Definitely high C. I don't think it's such a great fight. I didn't really enjoy his moveset much. I do respect the story, though. I do respect the story. Now, we got Yi Wanshan, the Gyobu Masataka Oniwa of Where Winds Meet. I want to see what you say first. What do you think? Where do you think we should place him? I know where I'm going to place him. Where do you think he deserves to be? I want you guys to tell me. Definitely A. Okay, let's see more people. Let's see more people. B. A. B. Okay. High B. Mid B. Okay, so a lot of A's and B's. Guys, Okay, most people say B. Interesting. Guys, it may surprise you. I think Wanshan is a solid A tier. I might be even tempted to put him above Murong. I'm not gonna... Screw it. I'm putting him above Murong. Screw you. I think he's above Murong. Not only his story is very cool, a disgruntled general trying to get your dark soul. It was very cool when you do the cutscene and he's like, I want one thing from you. It reminded me of Gale from Dark Souls. It reminded me of Gael. I love this boss. And Wanshan, not only he has a flaming goddamn horse, he's actually having the best arsenal in the entire game. I really loved his attacks. Admittedly, he was on the easier side, but he has 3 different parryable attacks. Like red attacks that you can parry, and it's so good. It's always satisfying to get this. He has the jump where he jumps with a spear and land on the ground and you have to block it on time. He has the cross slash when he's like ting ting, he's like clinging his spears, and he goes like bam and slashes you. So sick. And then he have the horse charge, which you can jump on his head to just completely ignore that, or you can actually take a risk and block it. It's very difficult, but if you block it, you are so rewarded for it. It feels so great. Don't do this. Don't put him above my wife. I did it. What you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I did it. He's so fun. I loved his aesthetic so much. He is very squishy. You're right about that. But I didn't care. I had a blast fighting him. Now, it's really funny. You can only fight on one of his sides, and it will actually trigger one weapon. But I think it's pretty cool they designed him in a way where, depending on where you stand, you actually get a different experience. I thought that was very unique, and I enjoy that. Like, that was very cool design in my opinion. So, yeah, Wanshan, definitely A tier. Definitely. Now, we got Shadow Puppeteer. Now, this is the first version. You have the first and the second version that you encounter later. The first version, very forgettable. I'm like, there's not even... I'm gonna put him, like, above Snake Doctor and a little bit below Dalang. Nah, I'm gonna put him even below Snake Doctor. To be honest, it was extremely forgettable. There's no reason to even speak about this. This is the first boss you actually encounter out in the open in Where Winds Meet. That is literally the first boss you encounter, most likely. It was... Not too good. Not too good. Now, the second puppet, which is the Curtain Call. This is the most powerful one. This is the actual boss fight. Like this, it was a warm-up. This is the real deal. And the real deal, I think, is B tier. He was solid. He was solid. I definitely put him above, let's see. Like, somewhere here. Somewhere here. Nah, I don't think above Heartseeker. I don't think above her. I put him above Drunken Martial Artist and below Heartseeker. First C, second B. Yeah, absolutely. Second one was actually annoying, really. That second phase was very gimmicky, but it was fun. In my opinion, his gimmicky second phase where you are transported into a puppet theater and you have to dodge like drawings on the ground, that was very fun. I enjoyed that, especially when he's starting to attack you with his shadow and you have to perfectly deflect that. It was very, very cool. It kept you on your toes. I actually really enjoyed that phase transition. But the rest of his moveset was kind of generic. So, solid B tier boss. Definitely not forgettable in my opinion. Yeah, I died too many times in that phase to say it was good. I can see that. It was very gimmicky, kind of difficult at first. But once you get into it, it's not that difficult. Like, I didn't get hit once I got actually used to it. It took me like 4 attempts though. So, cool boss. Cool design. B tier it is. Now, Twin Lion. Twin Lions is, I think, a one and only D tier. Absolutely dumpster tier boss. I would never want to see them again. Literally never. I hated that fight more than anything. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Not only all their attacks are delayed, some of them are a bit buggy and unpredictable because of like visual clutter. And at the same time, their moveset is garbage. They have no story. I mean, I understand. They're culturally, like, this is a cultural thing, right? I mean, cool. I know. The lion symbolizes something. It symbolizes prosperity and all this stuff. I do get it. But, I mean, it just doesn't fit me, really. I care about a good story. So, yeah, Twin Lion was a rage baiter, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of bait attacks. A lot of bait attacks. I didn't like the spin attacks. I didn't like them jumping around constantly. It felt like more of a... you're supposed to dance with the boss, I do get it. But it just wasn't fun for me. Like, you constantly have to chase them around. They're not really fighting you. They're just doing shenaniganry. While you're out there, like, below them, like, come on, dude, please, come down and let's fight. I wasn't a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of it. In my opinion, very bad boss. I think it's the one and only D tier in this list. The one and only D tier. I did not enjoy them whatsoever. At all. Literally at all. Not even in terms of visuals. Like, you had that soccer game where they just... No, not soccer. They throw the firework to the, like, to the sky and you have to shoot it with a bow. I guess that was kind of cool, but... Other than that, really, just really, really bad fight. Really bad fight. Okay, but now, guys... Nameless General. It's time. It's time. Let's see, what do we say first? Let's see, what do we say? I want to see if I have to ban some people or actually you're goated. Let's see. Guys, every boss we're gonna go through, I want you to first type which position you would put them. Are we doing most fun or difficult? We're doing everything. We're going to calculate everything. We're gonna take everything into consideration. Story, everything. I see a lot of... Guys... I couldn't have been more proud of y'all. You are goddamn right. Nameless General is the easiest S tier I've ever done in my entire life. Not only he's the base Giga Chad of this game, his moveset is so out of the blue in terms of innovation and design. It felt like you were fighting a god. To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. I have no idea why they didn't save his moveset for like a very serious main story boss. It felt kind of wasted on a boss out in the open. I was really surprised. Because most world bosses, they're kind of random. They're kind of out there. They're usually just flash out the story bosses. But Nameless General, man, he was cracking. Literally. Like you were fighting a god of lightning. That was so good. His first phase... Very easy, extremely predictable with a spear. He just stabs you. He has a very, very nice attack pattern that I enjoyed so much. He keeps you on your toes constantly. Constantly. And I really love that. Now, you easily get to his second phase where he just goes back and he's like, yo, bro, you thought this was the fight? No, bozo. This is the fight. And then like lightning, boom, strikes him. He goes absolutely crazy. He's spinning, he's dashing, he's jumping all around. And you know that if you miss one block, you're toast. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, that being said, his, how do you say that? I guess he's very easy to defeat because he has low health pool. His chi drains very quickly. I do admit that. But I could not care less. I could not care less. I'd put him even above God of Avarice, maybe. I actually, now speaking about him, do we put him above God of Avarice? Speaking about him made me want to fight him again. I'm gonna put him above God of Avarice. I don't care. I'm gonna put him above God of Avarice. No, but God of Avarice was cinema. God of Avarice was cinema. I think, listen, in terms of fighting... I think Nameless General is more fun, but in terms of cinema, God of Avarice was like really, really good. Yeah. Bro sends multiple yellows on you face. True. True. Yeah. If there was only no that protection near the end, I would put him in S tier. I know what you're talking about. So when you kill Nameless General for the first time, he basically like about to die. He's go like, and then he's like, oh, and he go crazy on you for the one last time. It surprised me. It surprised the hell out of me. But I like that. He went like a based Giga Chad. So, yeah. I do gonna put him. I'm gonna put him in S tier. It was insanely fun boss. I enjoyed fighting him. like, so much. It was truly great. I think you like Gushin. If this is Heshi bosses, we don't have that yet. I didn't do Heshi. Okay? So don't spoil anything, please. I didn't do Heshi bosses. So anyway, guys. Shimmer. Shimmer over Gambit. What do you think about Shimmer? Any opinion? Any Shimmers enjoyers? I still need to solidify my opinion. This is the most recent boss I killed. It was the last boss of Kaifeng that I destroyed. So, I don't know. I don't know. Shimmer was definitely the most unique boss, and I love how it's all the campaign bosses. Yeah. Yeah, who said S tier? Like, hell no. Hell not S tier. Wow, okay, people are actually saying S tier. A tier. Interesting. Interesting. So, you know what I think? You know what I think? I think you're right. I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier. So, Shimmer actually combine Zheng E, Murong Yuan, Dao Lord, and the River King. I will put him high A. I will put him high A. I did enjoy fighting him. I really did. It was the most difficult boss in the game, no doubt. This is the boss that took me the longest to defeat. It took me 3 hours to actually get, but it was really fun. I enjoyed learning the moves. But unfortunately, you are right, Omid. If not for the bugs, maybe S tier. The only thing that prevents this boss from maybe being S tier is the bugs. Like, are the bugs. There's so many bugs with this boss. It's uncanny. Like, some hits won't register. Some animation hit you before they actually happen. Especially with Dao Lord. They really need to fix that, you know, sync issues with this fight. They really gotta fix that. Other than that, excellent boss. Excellent boss. 100%. So I think we all agree here. Definitely the most difficult boss. Fairly simple, but very, very difficult. You are fighting 4 different bosses, but they're all fair because they die super quick. The only boss that wasn't fair was maybe Zheng... Not fair, just really not that fun was Zheng E. He was really, really fun, but I mean... The problem is, once you get him to like half HP or 60%, he just goes into the air and you're like, oh, now I have to wait for you again. Of course. And it's really fitting to Zheng E to do that again. But I wasn't a fan of it, so I really wish they would take it off. Yeah. So it is what it is. I'm gonna put him in A. Like, great boss. And in terms of story, very, very cool as well. The entire story leading up to him, very cool. Now, Lucky 17. Lucky 17... I guess I'll just put him in B. I'll just put him in B. Definitely not C, definitely not forgettable. Great story. Great story. A great fight. Very solid. I'm gonna put him above Void King and, not really above Wolf Maiden, no. I'm gonna put him above Void King, though. Solid middle of the road boss. I really did enjoy him. It was, like, good. Sad story. Very tragic. He wanted to make swords for his people. Unfortunately, he's the only one left alive. He just stayed in the mountain because he believed crafting would actually help his people, I don't know, coming back to life or something like that. I don't really remember, but it was like a great story. It was a very good story, and I enjoyed that. It was emotional. Very early boss, too. Extremely easy. But, like, he was great. He had a great attack pattern. His first phase wasn't too difficult. He just, like, you know, compared to how chunky he is... He's actually pretty nimble. So that took me by surprise. And he had a really nice moveset. Yeah, everyone is agreeing. Solid middle of the road, boss. I'm glad to see we all agree. So yeah, we're just gonna put him here. Yeah, we're just gonna put him here. Now, Sleeping Daoist. Sleeping Daoist is a very interesting one. Yeah, I see you're gonna hate him. You're gonna hate him. I already know that. I hated his slide kick. He was so slow. Yeah, you're talking about the Lucky 17, I know. Yeah, C, too weird for me. D, yeah. You're right. I'm not gonna put him in D. I'm going to put him in C, and let me explain why. I think his second phase was actually very beautiful. Now, he has no story, as far as I'm aware of. He's just sleeping on his donkey, and he's like, yo, like, we're just collecting donkeys in here, homie. Like, don't disturb us. And you're like, okay. And that's pretty much it, right? I will put him above Earth in Deity. I think he was more fun. Maybe not above Shadow Puppet. I don't know. I think here it's fine. I think here it's solid. I'm not really sure. His attacks weren't that great. Unfortunately, he is very, very buggy. Again, a very buggy boss. When he throws those clouds at you, it literally goes through you, you're blocking, and nothing happens. And sometimes he's throwing them next to you, and it hits you. It's insane. He's very out of sync. They really need to fix him. And, yeah. So it just, you know, It is what it is. It is what it is, right? We'll just put him on C. No reason to dwell on him for, too much. No, Feng Ruzhi. What do you think about Feng Ruzhi? That's actually interesting. One of the most recent bosses I killed as well. So, let me think. By the way, when I say Feng Ruzhi, I mean her actual fight when she marries you. I'm not talking about the first interaction. Like, interaction. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual boss fight out in the open. She was definitely an A tier. She reminded me a lot of Nameless General. A-. I would have agreed with A-. I would agree with that. A for me. I think she's either high B, low A. High B, low A. Something like that. She's definitely above Yi Dao, but below Murong Yuan. Definitely. Okay, let's put her in A. Let's put her in A. Her attack pattern was interesting. She was kind of similar to Murong Yuan in that way. I like how aggressive she is. Yeah, she is aggressive. She is aggressive. She is cool. She's pushing you to the corner. She's testing your patience. I do agree with that. I did not like the fact that the fight literally cost you gold to do. I think it's stupid. Even if it was like a very minuscule amount, I don't think they should have implemented that. And yeah, obviously she returns it to you at the end when you destroy her. But I'm not a huge fan of that. Her water-based attacks were cool. I really like the fact that she's dancing with you, like your partners. The dropping the ball part is kind of okay gimmick. It was okay-ish. And, yeah. I think it's very simple. You know what? I'm not gonna put her in IA. I'm just gonna put her above you, though. I think she's B tier. Now that I talk about her, I don't think she deserves A. I don't think she deserves A. I'm gonna put her high B. It's close enough. I'm not gonna put her high A. She don't deserve it. In my opinion, she don't deserve it. They're way more fitting. That's not a rage bait, guys. I know she's your waifu. I'm sorry for the disrespect. But she's IB. She's not A. Now, Qianye. Qianye, that's how you pronounce her name? Qianye. What do we think about Qianye? What do you think? I want to see if you're right about this. Qianye is A. Everything's good about her, but it's like Heartseeker. S peak, no question. S tier. So you guys are absolutely right. I'm gonna put her high A, borderline A. Try to convince me she's S tier. Try to convince me she's S tier. Try to convince me. I mean, good music, good story, decent fight. I know. Bro, ain't no way she's A. I can give her S tier because she killed my friends. True. True. I mean, listen, don't you think this boss was on the easier side? Don't you think... Oh, she's borderline S tier. Oh, I really want to put her in S tier, but I don't know. Something holding me back. Definitely S tier design. 100%. The arena was magnanimous. The fight was a spectacle. Her attack pattern is great. And you know what? I'm putting her S tier. I'm doing it. No. I've remembered. I'm putting her S tier. Song was insane. You're right. I'm putting her S tier. No. This is an S tier. This is an S tier. You guys are right 100%. Best arena. No. There's one more arena. No, actually, no. She has the best arena. You're right. I mean, God of Avarice is pretty close, but is God of Avarice arena better than her? Nah, I think hers better. I mean, okay, let's dissect it, right? So you have the first phase. The first phase is very, very simple. You essentially fight against Heartseeker, right? And the entire moveset is obviously different from Heartseeker fight, but it's pretty similar and very cool, very fair, and very, very well telegraphed. I didn't feel scammed whatsoever. She had a really cool point where you had to use Meridian Touch, if I'm not mistaken. I really like that. And the first phase, even though it's not the most memorable thing about her, because the second phase just steals all the glory, I think it was good. it was very good. I enjoy that. Especially when you fight with your homie Yi Dao, right? I mean, very, very cool. I like that. Her second phase, though, this is what everyone is talking about. Her second phase, oh, that transition when you enter, like, the mirror world through the water, and she just, like, splits into two. Dog, that's crazy. Her bottom half is, like, her reflection, but it looks different. It's the other side. And when you get her low enough and she swaps, oh my god, that is so good. That was so... I will never forget that transition in my life. The flip mechanic was new to me, absolutely. It was insane. The flip mechanic was crazy good. Crazy good. I enjoy the flip mechanic so much. Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, if they had given her third phase with both her forms, she would have been the best boss ever. I know, I'm still kind of waiting to see her in the future. I really hope she would make a comeback. 100%. Very sick boss design. I mean, everything about her is insane. The best arena in the entire game. One of the best moveset in the entire game. She just dancing around with you. The transitions. Her first phase maybe take her down a notch, so I will put her below Nameless General. Simply for that reason. If this boss was only the second phase, it was definitely above even God of Avarice. But since she had her first phase, I'm just gonna put her slightly below Nameless General. Yeah, she has bandages over her heart. There's a theory those are Aunt brother organs. I mean, I don't know. In terms of story, we need to find out, right? But it's like very good boss. And of course, her story wasn't that fleshed out yet. So we're gonna put her below Nameless General, but definitely worthy of S tier. Definitely worthy of S tier. So, guys, we have the last boss. Now, what do you think about Tian Ying? What do you think about Tian Ying? Come on. I want to see the answers. And I'm going to spoil it for you. There's only one correct answer. F tier for sure. F tier. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Everyone. Unanimous vote. Unanimous vote. Thank you. Guys. I see we're all in agreement. Without a single doubt in my mind, Tian Ying is the best boss in Where Winds Meet. Easy. So easy. This boss is the definition of perfection. This boss is what I would rank in my top 5 bosses of all Souls-like games. And I'm not saying this lightly. I played every single Souls-like game under the sun. Tian Ying would 100% crack the top 5. Easy. He's such a phenomenal character. Not only his story is literally the best in the entire game, and we're not gonna go through it right now. Obviously, if you know, you know. We're not gonna spoil anything. His story is definitely the best out there. Qinghe is literally him. Not only he has the best story, but the best moveset in the entire game. Now, if we dissect his battle, he has 3 phases. He's one of the only bosses with 3 phases that are non-gimmick. His first phase, very simple, easy. Most of the time, you're gonna get it on your first or second try. His first phase is kind of him just using his alias. He's not even using his real name, I think. And very cool. He attacks you with a staff. Very slow, predictable attacks. You can easily dodge them, easily deflect them. There's not much to talk about when it comes to the first phase. It's just kind of a, oh, we're meeting for the first time. Let's test each other's strength. Okay? It's just a warm-up. It's a warm-up. It's okay. It's completely fine. Now, you go through that, and oh boy, what happens? What happens next is no short of the best transitions I've ever seen in my entire life. The transition to the best arena we have seen since Qianye. It's crazy. The arena with the sand, the storm, the wind, the stone statues behind him. I literally bought this as a background for my character because it looked so goddamn good. It was insane. Transition was absolute fire. It was crazy good. So yeah, Definitely, his second phase started on the right foot. Now, in terms of abilities, his entire moveset completely changes. Completely change, not even remotely similar to his first phase. So now you're essentially learning him from scratch. And oh boy, the pace changed rapidly. Instead of slow, predictable attacks, this man kicked the living daylight out of you. With multiple kicks, might I say. He has so many abilities, we're not even gonna bother go through them. But the quadruple kick, dude, it was such a nightmare to deal with, but so much fun to endure. It was really good to finally learn that pacing, and once you do, you feel like a god. You're like, da-da-da-da, you're blocking him constantly, and it feels so great. I've recently started doing Abyss Trials and just practicing on him. Dog, it's so much fun. I don't care about dying over and over and over again, getting hit. I truly don't care. Like, he was so good. Even though I died to his second phase, more than any boss in this entire game, I wasn't mad. Because I got to fight him again. It almost never happens to me that I die that constantly, and I don't get frustrated. Because I just get to fight him all over again. It was so good. I mean, it's such a great phase. I really cannot stretch it enough. Now, his JoJo attacks, I call it the JoJo attack, when he summoned the statue from behind him and like, do da 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 da. It's so good. You know JoJo is my favorite anime. Okay, you know that. Of course I'm going to put him on easy S tier because of that. And the win phase was kind of a... okay. It was like, whatever. You can go to the side instead of blocking it and you'll be fine, which I don't think it's intended, but if it was, then sure. Personally, I'd rather just learn the moves and deflect it on time. It was fun for me. But if you prefer going to the side, I guess it's like, okay. Like, sure, why not, right? But at the same time, I would definitely recommend learning to block it because it does take away from his chi meter. But his second phase was an absolute blast. The attacks on the ground, the unpredictable grab that becomes predictable once you actually see the tail before it. Because his grab seems really fast at first, right? It's like, oh, you see the red sign and then he like instantly grabs you and you're like, whoa, wait, I couldn't do anything against that. And then you realize he has a really cool tail where... before he's doing the grab, he actually goes kind of like this. So you really need to pay attention to the fight and see when he steps back and you're like, oh, he's about to do the grab, and then you block. You get mentally prepared for that. This boss teaches you to be aware and constantly keep you on your toes. It's very good. You like the kick from Tian Ying? Everyone does, surely. So it's a very good phase. I enjoyed it immensely. And after you die for 50 times in a row, and you get Tian Ying second phase down, you think to yourself, okay, you know what? You know what? No way there's anything after that. But you saw that red dot above his name when you came into the arena, and you knew this ain't gonna be no gimmick. He has a third phase, no less. After kicking you constantly, they actually had the gall, the audacity, to make him have a third phase. Like, we did not suffer enough. So, guys, what do you think about his third phase? In my opinion, it was definitely easier than the second. Definitely easier, but so cool. Because right now, he was swapping from going like with a mask on and stuff, right? He had his mask on. He did all of those cool things on his second phase. He was kicking. He was doing mostly martial arts on his second phase. Now he's playing as a ninja. That was very, very cool. His weapon swapped, and once again, his entire move kit completely shifted. You have to learn the fight from scratch again. And it's not like this phase was easy. No, it was very, very difficult still. It was just less difficult than the second one. It was still very difficult. Third phase, the assassin, exactly. So, yeah, it's crazy how good he is. I can talk about Tian Ying for ages, dog. Like, we kind of have to wrap it up, I guess, but he is so good. I enjoyed him so much. Relatively easy, but getting there to learn it. True. It's the getting there that makes it a hassle, right? He has very cool abilities. I really did enjoy his third phase. I like the dashes. He has one really cool ability where he dashes kind of slow. He's just waiting like this, and you're like, okay, I need to time this perfectly. You really need to be on point with that, otherwise you get completely screwed. This is a really powerful attack. And he has like the, you know, obviously jump, zipping, and zapping all around. And on his third zap, he actually attacks you, so you do need to block it on time. Very well telegraphed attack, very predictable, but so satisfying to block. So satisfying. The one thing I may not have liked about his third phase was the clone. I think the clone was fine, but sometimes they attack you all at once and it feels kind of cheesy. I'm not a huge fan of that. But other than that, like, I'm not going to take him down a notch because of that. I'm not going to take him down a notch because of that. Generally speaking, boss was fantastic. Every single one of his phases served a certain purpose. This boss story is 10 out of 10. His moveset is 10 out of 10. Arena is 10 out of 10. So, I don't even have to think why I need to put him on the top of S tier. He's easily the best boss in the game. If I will ever see a tier list that doesn't put him at the TP top, I'm going to be mad. Less than S tier for Tian Ying should be considered a crime in my opinion. Yeah, not talking about the music on third phase because so intense, it pulls survival instinct out. You know what? I didn't even focus on the music because I was so locked in. This boss truly makes you go all in. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Apple, you know he's alive. Yeah, I know he's alive, guys, okay? I know, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry, I'm not afraid that I have to fight him again. It's okay. No problem with that. I mean, very good boss. What else can I say? I'm pretty sure we talked about everything. He was such a fantastic boss. I really did wish we get to fight him again. Like, I do wish we get to fight him again. I do really wish that. I'm pretty sure we will. They will make him return in some form. I wish it would be as good, if somehow not even better than his first iteration. Even though I doubt it. I really think they achieved perfection with this boss. He was so fair. Every single one of his attacks, is fair. I never felt like, oh, I got hit by Tian Ying. Oh, dude, no, I got scammed. I never felt like that. Every single time I got hit by him, it was like, no, I wasn't good enough. I need to lock in. I need to get better. That was on me. So, I will give him the absolute S tier. He deserves that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the tier list. So what do you guys think? Solid tier list? Yes or no? Solid tier list? Can't wait for you to experience Heshi? Yeah, sure. We will. 100%. Opinions about the tier list, guys? So we can close it up? Yes, sir. Solid? I'm glad. I mean, do Abyss? No. Why in God's name would you do that? It's scary. But, I mean, it's crazy good. Looking at all of the bosses we destroyed just really makes me reminisce. Mostly agree, W this tier list, pretty good. Okay, I'm glad. So we covered that up. At least we covered that up.